Now, in this video, I will explain every card in Treasure Tempest and how it works. When the card Glimmering Coin is drawn, this adds 10 gold to the counter. So it would go from 60 to 70, assuming we start on round 6. Lost Cargo adds 20 gold to the treasure counter. Diamond Necklace adds 30 gold to the treasure counter. Golden Crown adds 100 gold to the treasure counter. Cursed Coin subtracts 10 gold from the treasure counter. Cursed Idol subtracts 40 gold. Storm Surge doubles the amount of gold that is on the treasure counter. Whirlpool sinks any player who remains in the storm. That player may not collect any gold for that round, and they must move their dice to indicate the loss of one ship. Marooned. Marooned is like a whirlpool, but it only affects the player who drew it. If you draw the maroon card, you collect no gold during the round. You must remove your ship and lose a ship, indicated by the dice. Enchanted Key. When the enchanted key is drawn, add 10 gold to the treasure counter. And if the next card drawn is a whirlpool, the effect is canceled for everyone. However, all other cards remain intact. Escape Ship. When an escape ship is drawn, this card is placed next to your player power and remains there until the round is over. When you harbor, if you have this escape ship, you may sell it for 20 gold by placing it in the discard pile and taking 20 gold. However, if you do not harbor and you sink due to a whirlpool or a marooned, instead of losing all the gold on the treasure counter, you would instead keep half of it, but you would still lose your ship. Spyglass. When this card is drawn, the player who drew it deals out the bottom 5 cards of the deck, like so. They may then look at these cards and choose one treasure card to bring to the top. Treasure cards include Glimmering Coins, Lost Cargo, Diamond Necklace, and Golden Crown. In this example, they would bring a Glimmering Coin to the front of the deck. If there is none, they may not bring any card, but if there is one, they must bring at least one treasure card to the front. All remaining cards are placed back on the bottom of the deck. Wild Wave. When Wild Wave is drawn, all the cards in the discard pile are shuffled back in to the draw pile. Any player who harbored is still out of the round. And once the cards are shuffled, the first card to be drawn is considered to be in the safe phase. Parrot's Prophecy. When this card is drawn, the player who drew it draws the top 2 cards of the deck. They may rearrange them, and they have the option to put one on the bottom. In this example, I have a Whirlpool card, so I would put the Whirlpool card on the bottom of the deck and return the Glimmering Coin to the top. Tempest Trick. When this card is drawn, immediately gain 20 gold from the bank and subtract 20 from the treasure counter, effectively stealing it from every other player. Cannon Fire. When you draw this card, you choose one other player. That player must harbor immediately. So, for example, if I draw the card and Green and I are in the round, I may choose Green, they have to harbor, and I continue in the round. And no other player may harbor when Cannon Fire is drawn, only the player that was chosen. And this player who was forced out still keeps all of the gold on the treasure counter. They just may not continue in the round. They also do not lose a ship. Broken Rudder. When you draw Broken Rudder, you immediately are forced to harbor, like Cannon Fire, but you yourself must harbor. And when you do so, you still collect the gold on the treasure counter, but you lose 30 of it. You have to pay 30 gold to the bank to fix your rudder. Siren Song. When Siren Song is drawn, no player may choose to harbor for 4 more cards. For example, if we were playing and blue already harbored and green and I are in the round when I draw Siren Song, we may not leave until he draws a card, I draw a card, he draws a card, and I draw a card. 4 cards. Echo of the Deep. When Echo of the Deep is drawn, it copies the last card that was played. In this example, it would have been Siren Song, effectively being a Siren Song card.